Hello, and welcome to Horrific Tales. In this show, we celebrate the creations of independent authors and aspiring writers. Please like, subscribe, and share these episodes to help get our friends as much exposure as possible. We would also appreciate it if you could support our artists by following them on their independent platforms and by purchasing their works. Details on how to do so will be in the show description. Today's episode of Horrific Tales is a piece submitted to us by Kapitan. So come join us now as we bring to you Chapter 1 of Night of the Undead Horrors. The Sleepy Time Inn, the place to get high or drunk, hook up, fuck whores, or all three. However, I was doing none of those things. I'd had enough. The pain was too much. Life kicked my ass so much over the years that it was finally time to put an end to it all. A fucking miserable goddamn end. I took what little money I had and rented the cheapest motel room I could find. Just a small, basic room with a bed, TV, and a little desk with a shitty chair. Cheap-ass artwork hung on the green walls, trying to give it a little class but failing miserably. The room smelled of a mixture of body odor, shit, vomit, and old perfume. You could see stains of semen on the peach-colored carpet, bed, and wherever else people could fuck. Smears of shit on the walls, mostly in the bathroom, and specks of dried blood on the door. What a fitting place for me to die. I was born in filth, and I'd die in filth. My name is Aaron, just Aaron. I really don't care much for my last name. My mom screwed around with a local stud, Lenny Marcus, a married man who got with all the women in the small piss-ass town I was from. Promised them the goddamn world. My mom dropped my ass when she found out she was just another notch in his belt. I was sent to live with my grandparents shortly after I was born. Things were okay for a while. From what I remember, they seemed to love me enough. They died when I turned 10 though, so I was put into the foster care system. A big bastard of a man who owned a farm became my foster father. He always smelled like shit, whether working on the farm or not. When he was not forcing me to work with him, he forced me to swallow his load and take it up the butt. I can still feel his hot breath on the back of my neck as he did his business, all while yelling and calling me a little tight-ass bitch before busting a nut in me. I got taken away from him when I touched another little boy's balls like the big bastard would do to me. When I told the teacher where I had learned such behavior, a social worker hauled my ass away. I still don't know what happened to that big bastard. No family wanted to touch me, so I stayed in the foster system until getting booted on my ass at 18. I had a real good thing going for a while though. One of the caseworkers took pity on me and let me stay at their house with their husband and 5 kids. All girls. Pretty girls too. I fucked up big time. The husband caught me touching one of them. I wasn't going to hurt her like that big bastard hurt me. I just wanted to see what she felt like. I tried explaining that to them, but they didn't listen. He kicked the shit out of me, and I got thrown on the street. I wandered around, earning enough money, sucking dick, and doing odd jobs to feed my habit of booze and pills. Alcoholism and addiction were the only things passed down to me from the closest person I ever had to a father. Eventually, I found myself in that hotel room. I looked at the open pizza box on the bed as I stood on the shaky wooden office chair, a rope around my neck. There was one pizza slice left, pepperoni and mushrooms, my favorite. A fitting last meal. I washed it down with a 12-pack of beer. I tied the other end of the rope to a rusted-out light fixture, hoping it was going to hold. It would suck to even be a failure at ending my pathetic life. I slowly lifted one foot and quickly kicked the chair out from under me. I fell, and the noose clenched around my neck, my body dancing around like a chicken with its fucking head cut off. It's funny, no matter how much you want to die in your mind, your body will still fight to survive. As I gasped for air, the itchy rope cut into my neck, and I went numb. A sense of calm went over me as my body slowly began to give up. It was like having some kind of out-of-body experience, watching myself die. The thick rope dug into my flesh as though my head was being cut off. Bile from my stomach pushed up and began to seep from the corners of my mouth. Is this really how you want to go? An unidentified male voice said. It was muffled and a bit garbled. Not human. Unable to respond, I just hung there, unsure if I was even still alive. Is this hell? Just swinging here? Numb and empty? The world may have let you down and abandoned you, but I won't. Don't be a pussy. There is so much you and I can do together. Your life is not your fault. None of it is. You know who is at fault. Your whore mother. In fact, all the whores are to blame. The way they do the things they do, it's enough to drive a man crazy, the voice snarled. So come on, come back, right now. The rope snapped and my body tumbled to the floor as I came to, fully able to move my body. My knee hit especially hard on that semen-stained carpet. I tried to speak but couldn't. Coughs and gags escaped my lips as I pounded my fists on the floor, the way a child would when their favorite toy got taken away. Why can't I just be fucking dead? I cried to myself as I buried my head into the floor, trying to contain my sobs. Oh, have no fear, my friend. Death will come for you eventually. But now is not your time, the raspy voice said. I snapped my head up, tears streaming down my cheeks. Who the fuck said that? I yelled. The room seemed dark, a lot darker than I remember it being. From the shadows, a figure emerged, a small, oddly shaped creature. About the size of a child, aged 6 or 7, it walked, hunched over, like some kind of monster from a horror movie. Its body was the blackish red of an overly burnt hot dog left on the grill too long. The creature's face was all fucked up looking. Beady red eyes with a big nose, stinking breath that smelled like rotted ass, teeth that were black and decayed. It stood directly in front of me, looking down at me, revealing its disgusting teeth. A hand was raised toward me, reaching out for me with long gray claws. It stared directly into my eyes for what felt like forever. Come, we have shit to do. I sat there as the weird creature stood on the motel room desk, talking to me like it was giving a fucking speech. The ringing in my ears meant I could only faintly hear what it was saying. I dug my fingernails as hard as I could into the palms of my hands, thinking eventually I would wake up from this fucked up nightmare. Blood ran from my palms, and I realized my reality. Hey, are you listening to me? Its annoyance snapped me out of my daze. The imp-like creature looked at me with a scowl. I'm giving you a chance to make things right. Don't piss it away, it hissed at me. I don't understand, was all I could manage to say. I mean, what could I say to a creature that was not even the size of a dwarf? It's the whores, man. The whores. They're to blame. They're the ones that put you here. Think about it. Your mom was a whore, and she left you. She let you get shit on by this fucking world, leaving you to fend for yourself. She went off and partied, met a man, and started a family. A family that does not include you. You are nothing to her. I had not thought about my mom in a while, but hearing all that shit made my blood boil. It made me want to punch my fist through the fucking wall over and over and over again, imagining it was her face. I can see you're angry. Good. We need that anger. Anger and rage are important. It is what will keep us alive. Why the fuck do I want to be alive? I said as I looked down at the floor, noticing the pizza had fallen. I grabbed the last piece from the box and began to eat it. Hell, if I wasn't dying, I might as well eat, right? The creature looked on. As I said before, your time will come. Death is in your future, but now is not the right time. You were put here to do a job, to purify the world of a cancer. That cancer being fucking whores. And how am I going to do that? I said with a mouthful of pizza. The creature jumped down off the desk and crept its way over toward me. He placed his slimy hand on my leg and smiled. By making them suffer. Suffer like they never have before. I see the rage inside of you, Aaron. I see it. It's rooted deep inside of you, just waiting to come out. How do you know my name? I swallowed my food. I know everything there is to know about you, Aaron. Everything. Aren't you tired of being a nobody? Of having nothing? Don't you want to purge it all? I looked at the creature staring back at me for a moment before I replied, "Yes." It smiled at me and patted me on the leg. "Let's kill some whores. Trust me, you're going to love it." Well, we hope you enjoyed our latest horrific tale. If you'd like to keep up to date, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. Also, follow us on our social media pages. You can also show your support for the channel by going to our merchandise store, picking up some items there. Please also take a moment to support our contributing friends who kindly lend their talents to this show. Check out the links in the description as to how you can do this. Until next time, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.